You're welcome to this class again. Please, there are questions that people asked me, that some persons asked me via inbox, and trying to find out a way to answer those questions, I deemed it necessary to talk about some things that you are expected to understand before you will be able to understand that particular question when it is being responded to. I might begin to talk about certain things, and you hear me mention some terms, some words, and those words that I would mention will raise further questions. So I decided to take this aspect of the English language before I then begin to respond to some of those questions. Okay, I want us to talk about this subject, object, complement, predicates, and the rest of them that you hear people mention whenever you talk about sentence analysis, especially. Okay, somebody might have been hearing about subject. When you talk about subject, what do you mean by the subject of a sentence? That is the first one that you have here. The subject. What do you mean by this number one? The subject of a sentence. In English language, whenever you mention the subject of a sentence, we are talking about a part of the sentence that performs the action in that sentence. Take a look at this sentence one. What you have here, Michael drove the car. In this sentence, we are talking about Michael. This is the action in this sentence. Michael drove the car. Therefore, Michael here is the subject of this sentence. This sentence is talking about Michael. The subject of the sentence is the element, is the part of the sentence that the sentence is focusing on. Or some persons will say that it is the element or the part of the sentence that performs the action in that sentence. Okay, the second one we have the object. Whenever you talk about the object, you are looking at the part of the sentence that the action affects. Whenever there is a part of the sentence performing an action, there has to be a part of the sentence that the action is played on, that the action affects. Some other persons will say that receives the action, or some persons will say that suffers the action. Now take a look at this. Here, he punished Ola. This is he, the subject. This is the verb. Am I right? This is the action. Now, Ola receives this punishment. This action of punished affects Ola. This is why Ola is the object. That is why we say that the object of the sentence is the element of the sentence that receives that action. Okay, now if you talk about the third one, we have something known as the subject complement. And this sometimes causes confusion. If you talk about subject complement, what does it mean? This is not the subject of the sentence. This is that situation where in that sentence there is another element. There is something else that is still pointing attention back to the subject of that sentence. Now, in this situation, sometimes it confuses students with objects. Now, this is how you know it. Take a look at this sentence 3. What we have here, Mr. Fabian. This sentence is talking about Mr. Fabian. Now, Mr. Fabian is a policeman. Some persons will think that this policeman is the object of the sentence, but no, it is not. It does not receive any action. It does not suffer any action. Rather, policeman is still talking about Mr. Fabian. Whatever you see here is what you see here. So this policeman is an information, gives you information about Fabian. What Fabian, Mr. Fabian is this policeman. So this is the complement of this subject, or you refer to it as subject complement. All right. Okay. We have the fourth one, the object complement. Here, you are talking about a part of the sentence giving you information about the object. There is a part of the sentence that gives you some kind of information that still tells you about the object. So in a situation like this, there has to be an object. Take a look at this number 4, this sentence number 4. He, subject, verb, he made Chike, this is the object of this sentence. He made Chike the prefect. Whatever you see here, this prefect is now talking about Chike. Am I right? This prefect is not talking about he, just like what you have here. This is subject complement. Here, this is subject object. The prefect is talking about Chike, so Chike is the object complement. All right. The next one, we then have object of a preposition. Whenever you talk about the object of a preposition, take a look at this sentence that you have here. The book. The object is supposed to receive the action. The object of a verb or the object of a sentence is supposed to receive the action in that sentence. But take a look at here. Take a look at this one. The book. We are talking about this. So this is the subject of this sentence. The book is on the table. There is an object here, but this object does not receive any action. Rather, it is telling you about the position of something. Do you understand that? Here, it is an object, but it does not receive an action, just like what you have here. He punished Ola. Ola receives this action here. This action affects Ola. In a case like this, there is no action affecting this. The book. This is only telling you about the position of the book. It is on the table. So this table is an object of a preposition. This is what you mean. Just like when you have the man is in the house. House there is an object of the preposition in. Okay, and finally, what do you mean by a predicate? Listen, whenever you have a subject in a sentence, every other thing in that sentence is a predicate. Just remove the subject in that sentence. All other words there, they come together to make up what is known as the predicate. It is when you get into the predicate that you then start analyzing them. You then start pointing out which one is the verb, which one is the subject complement, object complement, the object, and the rest of them. That is about this. Now, the reason I took this is that there are questions that I will be asked. I will just need to refer that person to this video when I post it. And when you have understood what is treated here, I will then begin to answer your question. Thank you so much. Please do not fail to share our videos.